Hello, welcome to yet another exciting episode of Let's Talk About Greed. This is the second episode, and in the first episode, we got to introduce our theme, or rather the subject matter, which is greed, and we did identify hoarding, we did identify feeling entitled, we did identify comparison, as well as overspending as forms of greed. So today I'm going to explain these four forms or other types of greed that we had earlier highlighted in the first episode. So there are individuals, I should believe you've come across people who feel entitled, they feel they deserve everything. Feeling entitled is where one feels anything or everything, should belong to them. They feel they deserve everything, and as such, people or individuals of that nature tend to want everything, all the resources to themselves, and they even end up stepping on other people's feelings and emotions just for them to access those things. So this is a form in which greed tends to manifest itself. Also, we have comparison as a form of greed. So such individuals, because they have this longing desire for wealth, power, resource, they tend to compare with what the next person has. So let's take, for instance, they have a 10 kwacha. They will start comparing themselves and asking questions, say, okay, why do I have a 10 kwacha when the neighbor has a 20 kwacha? Forgetting the fact that the two individuals, the two parties involved, are people who have different means and different, ways of sourcing funds. Even when it comes to giving, the person who compares or who has the problem of comparison as a form of greed will say, I cannot give you from this 10 kwacha. The other person has 100 kwacha and has not given you anything, so they would want to compare even as they give. The third way in which greed manifests itself is hoarding. Yeah, imagine someone having over 50 suits, but this person does not care to share with the next person who has none. So such people are greedy because they are holding to something that probably the next person might have need for. And you'll find those pairs of shoes, would understand if you wear all of them, but you'll find some of them they're just kept for prestige, for status, and they're not being used. And not just that, you find even people who have three employment opportunities. Imagine three they're looking for people to work in three different institutions. Instead of this individual trying to share that opportunity with the brother, the sister, the neighbor, you'll find them trying to grab a hold of all the three opportunities, yet they can just pass on the next opportunity to the other persons that they may benefit from it. But because of their being greedy, because of this longing desire, they want everything for themselves, they will tend to hold on to those opportunities instead of extending them to the next person. Then the final form or way in which people manifest or show that they're greedy is through overspending. Yes, I understand it's your money. Yes, you worked for it. Yes, you had to sweat for you to get that money, but it does not mean that when you get that money you have all the right to just waste it. Instead of thinking and looking within yourself, look within your community, see who is in need, see someone who might have a lacking and get to help them out. We are not trying to say you cannot spend your money. No, you can spend your money. It is your money. You're entitled to spend it. But in your spending, be mindful of the people who are in need. Be mindful of the people who are lacking. Be mindful of the people who might desire the same resource. You might not know that 1,000 that you want to spend on liquor, what it would do for the next person. That 1,000 that you're just wasting buying things that you do not need, it might help sort out someone's school fees. So instead of being greedy and wanting to waste money on things that do not matter, try to invest it in an individual, invest it in a human being, invest in someone's education with that money. At least you will be making a difference and helping sort out the many problems that we are facing in our communities and in our society as a whole. This has been Demoka the Second. Thank you so much for tuning in. Salute. We meet again in another episode where we'll be talking about the effects of greed. So yeah, stay tuned. Salute. Life is not in the abundance of your